now 3 a.m. My body goes through the important process of clearing out.
So, train of thought. You ever talk to someone and you say a couple things and they're already saying something else that might have something to do with the topic, but maybe they sort of blend together only about 50 to 60% of the way? What do I mean by blending in with your conversation? So, if we're talking about cars and we are talking about the suspension of cars and the bags that allow cars to be adjusted up or down, or we're talking about bodybuilding and fitness goals and how easily we feel like we can slip into the next exercise before we start feeling fatigue and we need a longer break in between sets, before we can go back to round 2, round 3, whatever, right? You guys, I'm not trying to sound OCD, but what I can tell you is that at this point in time, I've realized how much I've talked. Some words have torn down, some words have built up. And I try to actually keep a timer as each word comes out, more or less in the back of my mind, where I'm like, I can't go past 10 seconds. I can, but I won't. And I'm going to try not to, and I'd rather ask you more questions about you. 3 to 5 worded responses, and then implore more on that. So over the course of these past few weeks, I've been meeting some really cool folks at the gym. One guy recently got a job at a dealership who formerly worked at a supplement shop. This other lady that I asked to record me because I didn't have anyone else. I mean, there were a few other people there. I just figured she was the best one to go with. Is from the Guilford area and who's been there most of her life. Talked to me about like some of the fitness goals and aspirations that she's hoping to accomplish and continue to accomplish, because she looked great. Both of them did. They looked like they had been working out for probably over a decade, both of them, as I have. And so I'm thinking to myself, these people really care about the gym. They really love it. This is something that they're trying to do to better themselves. They're trying to make a difference in the world. They're trying to inspire others to show up. And see, that branches out. That branches out because other people see you working out. Other people that don't want to go, perhaps now want to go. They're more motivated and driven to go. And it's going to sound superficial, but you take that package with you. Your body goes everywhere with you. Your head doesn't leave the gym while your body stays at the gym, right? Your head's on top of your torso, and it's going to sound silly. Your head's on top of your neck's on top of your torso's on top of your lower extremities, and your lower extremities take you out the door. You take that with you, and people see it. That is the package. That is not just the package, but who you are. And it shows you that I care. I'm fighting, and this is me. So real quick, according to WebMD, weightlifting or resistance training significantly boosts emotional health by releasing endorphins, decreasing anxiety, reducing fatigue, and enhancing self-esteem. Now, how this affects work performance. According to Avexia Health and Performance, it does so by boosting energy levels, sharpening mental focus, enhancing stress resilience, and reducing pain from sedentary behavior. Regular strength training increases productivity by enhancing cognitive function and improving time management, with studies showing that employees who lift weights feel more accomplished and productive at work. Okay, so why am I saying this? I'm saying this because lately, for the past 5 to 10 years, we have gotten into shaming, fat shaming. We have gotten into making excuses for our pain. And some pain is injurious in nature, but there's a difference between being hurt and being injured. And in the Marines, we would have this question of, are you hurt or are you injured? And it was to determine whether or not we were physically capable of continuing on, or where we just were uncomfortable and we didn't want to. Well, I challenge you guys to push past that uncomfortability feeling when you're talking to people that you don't know, that you feel a bit of a stranger around. And that's when, for me personally, I throw in some practical things. I start sort of moving my body around in a way that's a bit unorthodox, but still deemed appropriate, more or less, by societal norms. And then I continue asking questions. Even if I don't really want to ask you another question, I do it because I'm looking at your face. I'm forcing myself to make eye contact, more or less, not to the point where it's like this hard eye contact and you're uncomfortable, but eye contact nonetheless to see, okay, where's your headspace at, to try to guess it. And guess what? Sometimes, for me, it's the Holy Spirit. He'll come in, he'll show me. I'll notice on a practical side that either this person is really happy, or he's hurting, or he's confused. But for the ones that are happy, I'm like, why is he happy? Oh, snap, boom, curiosity comes in. Now I'm curious. Now I actually am even more interested in the conversation. Or if it's an attractive woman, she's a person at the end of the day. And I remind myself of not just the fact, not to the extreme that I'm going to die if I keep on pushing a conversation that I don't want to have for the sake of enlarging those brain muscles, because the brain it's almost like its own neurological muscle. But I pick up on whether or not they perhaps have a neurological disorder, whether they have some form of ADHD, OCD, depression, anxiety, maybe a little bit of Down syndrome, autism, whatever. But see, that's exactly the point, where you decide to pay attention and actually push past the point of where you feel uncomfortable. You ask those extra couple questions, you go, well, you know what? Let me ask one more question. And then you get that info. You get that understanding. You get that awareness. And now you are interested. And now you're like, whoa, I'm pushing past levels that I ordinarily wouldn't have made it to. Now I know a little bit about the sales industry. I know a little bit about how to slow down my tempo, because now, and so when you actually interview the attractive woman at the gym and she says, hey, really, it's just about tempo adjustments, especially when you're trying to build, you go, oh, yeah, that makes sense.